Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Have You Ever Played podcast, the only podcast that continuously talks about Guitar Hero like it's still relevant in current year. It's your boy Matt, aka Matt Fun Dude, and I'm with the classic gamer, the Quiz Master, the ultimate super awesome person, my co-host.
Oh boy, that was quite the intro. Yes, I'm James, aka James 04E, aka the Supreme Quizmaster of the Universe.
Yeah, so James, we're gonna get you a hat that says QM or Quizmaster. We gotta
Oh
get you like a
boy.
I imagine like a wizard's robe like
Oh
a
my
with
god.
mist with question marks all over it, and like a
You,
crystal ball you peer into, you
you could just
ponder.
take a you could just take a bathrobe and like draw a bunch of question marks on it with like a marker
You need an orb to ponder
and
your
orb.
your
Yes.
quizzical questions.
I need like an 8 ball.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I like that. All right, we gotta workshop some ideas for this aesthetic.
Yes.
Oh God. How's your week been, James? Let's just get right into the podcasting.
Yes, yeah, my week's been good. Not as much gaming this week as others, but played most of the normal stuff, some Apex. I played a little bit of Dota this week. It was interesting. My teammates very much wanted to eat each other alive for most of the time. Um, it was funny because all the games I lost, somebody just like turbo tilted off like the face of the earth and like chain fed. And all the
Oh
games I
God.
won, I felt like if we weren't very ahead, these people would have done the same thing because they were people were actually at each other's throats in like all these winning games. Like they were literally threatening to throw every time somebody like took one of their last hits or something.
See, that's kind of what I like to do in video games. I like to threaten to throw, but realistically, I'm actually bad at the game. So my team's always on their toes, right? They're like, "Why is he throwing now?" You see, that's
Oh
my
man,
mental chess I play.
don't let them know your next move.
Yeah, don't let them know that you're actually bad. I'm playing bad on purpose.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Besides that, I played a bit of Slay the Spire. So this time I actually played a different character. I normally only play a Ironclad, who's like the like tanky knight guy. Like he like heals he heals himself after every engagement basically, and like lots of his cards are either like stacking a bunch of block or like getting really high damage numbers because he like stacks strength. Um, but yeah, I played a different one this time because one of my friends was watching me play and he's like, "Oh, you haven't unlocked the secret ending." Like, what do you mean the secret ending? He's like, "Yeah, you have to beat the game with all the characters." I'm like, "Are you serious? I have to do something besides play Ironclad? Ridiculous."
I feel
Um,
like I do that too with card game. Like I'll get
yeah.
or like roguelikes. I'll pick a character I really like or a playstyle I really like, and then I just continually will want to play that character, and I will not branch out to the other paths.
Yeah. Yeah, but the other characters were their gameplay was vastly different. I played this character called Silent, who's like the poison like assassin kind of guy. He has like a cloak and a dagger, and he's like wears like a dragon skull on their head or something. I don't know. Um, but yeah. Anyway, I found out immediately that character's very OP, and I'm like, damn, y'all were like my friends that play the game always make jokes like, oh, you only play Ironclad. You're like not you're low IQ. You're just muscly low IQ boy. And I'm like, I'm willing to bet your characters are more OP than this, and they are. Like this character has a card where when you use it, it gives you 4 shivs in your hand for your next turn, I think. And shivs are like just these generic like damage cards, but they all don't cost any energy. So like you just use them, you just use a bunch of them in one turn, and the amount of damage you can get in one turn is like insane. And then it has like a poison stacking mechanic that'll like do decreasing damage each turn, but you can get poison stacks like infinitely. So it's like the amount of stacks that you have left is the amount of damage it'll do. So if you have 10 stacks, you'll do 10 damage this turn, then 9 damage next turn, 8. Um, and yeah, you just keep stacking up poison and things just kind of die for free.
And I guess it's hard to be OP in a single player kind of game because it's like there are some
Hmm.
characters that are. I mean, not. it's not like they have to balance it for any like multiplayer competitiveness. So you
Yeah.
can have characters that are probably easier to play than others. I think that's probably by design,
Hmm.
um, and why they want you to play all the characters to experience, how they feel. And is it the same exact like campaign missions you're doing over and over again with just with the different characters?
Um. So the bosses, there's like a set. There's like a set of bosses for each act. There's 3 acts. Each act has like, I don't know, like a few bosses that you can get, and the paths to the bosses are like randomized. Like the encounters that you get along the way. Like there's shops. There's regular enemy encounters. There's elite enemy encounters. Campfires that you can rest at, and question mark encounters, which are like random events that could be like I don't know. It could be, like, give you a card. It could make you sacrifice some stuff to heal. It could just be another shop, like stuff like that. So while it is technically the same like campaign, there is like variation.
Hmm. Yeah, so it is roguelike. Like I have not played
Yeah.
this game. So I don't know. I haven't really seen it that much. I think the card element kind of like maybe not care as much. I've never really been into like card games like that. Like
Hmm.
what is it, like TCG or something like that? Yeah, that means trading card games. That's not the right thing. What's the Hearthstone card game type?
um,
What's that? Is Doesn't that have a name?
I have no
That
clue.
genre? I don't know. Cardy fighties. I've never really been into
Party
those games.
fighties.
Um, and there's a lot of those. There's a lot of games that use card mechanics in them, and I've never really got into any of them.
Hmm. Yeah. Before this, I wasn't too into card games either, but I think like the characters that you can select and also the roguelike elements add enough to it that I actually find it quite enjoyable. It's also relatively fast paced
Hmm.
for a card game, especially since it's not PvP. It's always PvE.
Hmm. Yeah, I played a game called Dicey Dungeons. I don't know if you're familiar with that at
Dicey
all.
Dungeons. Oh boy.
Yeah,
Oh my god, that sounds like a double entendre.
it's it's a game where I barely even remember what you do in this game now that I think about it. Instead of cards, I think it might have card elements. There's like dice and like a lot of different rolling of the die determines your different attacks and stuff, and similar I guess in nature. You might want to look it up. It's just
Yeah, I'm looking it
RNG
up right now.
dice and whatnot.
Oh my god.
um it's a roguelike as well. It has die mechanics. I don't know.
Is there a character that says things are getting dicey at a random
Probably.
point in the game?
I had played it. I think I even streamed it, and then I completely forgot about its
Oh my god.
existence until you brought it up.
I just got my ears blown out because I clicked on one of the trailers on Steam and for some reason it unmuted itself
Oh god.
on max volume. It was sick.
Yeah. Besides Slaying Spires, did you play any other games this week?
Um, let's see. There was another playtest for Fangs. It was kind of similar to the previous week. It wasn't anything too crazy. It was actually kind of cool. They do dev streams every week, to talk about like the changes that they're making. And this week they literally just streamed a like VFX meeting,
Hmm.
which I thought was really cool because it's like you get to see like what the, I guess, the process looks like for them. And apparently that's like their focus this week is cleaning up lots of the VFX and sound effects, and they're like taking feedback and stuff like that.
I really like when developers do dev streams of their games. Tower
Hmm.
Unite, that game, which was the Gmod Tower people, they used to do a lot of dev streams, and they would show you behind the scenes like what they were working on. I think that's kind of it's good content to watch, and it's also
Hmm.
interesting insight on like how a game is being updated and worked on.
Yeah,
I think a lot of developers, uh, a lot of indie developers kind of do that now, and I think it's really nice and good to kind of get an idea of what's happening.
yeah, definitely.
And I still haven't really played Fangs. Like I booted it up, I did the tutorial.
Hmm.
I haven't really given it a shot yet. I've been playing like a bunch of weird. I mean, my competitive game at the moment, I have two games. I've been playing Overwatch 2 again and
Hmm.
Battlefield 2042, both Forbidden Cursed games
Yeah, I was about
from
to
the
say
Shadow
that's
Realm.
quite the selection.
Hey, I will say Battlefield 2042, pretty fun game. Um, I got it for $20 on sale,
Hmm.
which is good. Um, they've seems to have fixed a lot of issues now, and it's honestly mostly fine. I'm enjoying running around shooting things. Um, I wouldn't take it competitively in any way at all. I just kind of spawn and I don't care if I die. It's like I'm moment to moment having fun in that game.
Yeah,
Um, I don't. I might maybe I'll hit a point where I realize there's a certain OP gun or something that makes me angry, but
man.
um, it's like I think we talked about this with TF2. It's like Battlefield is like 64v64 or more or something like that. And it's like,
Yeah,
how do you get mad at dying when you're 64v64? Like, oh no, I died. Oh, let me just instantly respawn and now let me spawn
it's
on my squad mate. Like, who cares? Like, no
it's
one
like
cares.
it's like, oh no, I swung around a corner and 8 people were sitting there.
Yeah, it's like, oh well, whatever. And you can get like revived and stuff. Like, maybe I could see if I've played matches, especially within like Rush or something, where it's one sided, and maybe that can be kind of not fun. Like you're getting stopped.
I think the only so back in Battlefield 3, before they added the thing where you could choose to decline the revive, people used to grief by like if you died like at a corner or something that the enemy team is holding, the medic would like sit around that corner and keep reviving you, and you just insta die every time. That that was the only time where I've gotten like really mad about dying in Battlefield because I
I,
literally can't do anything about it.
I think every Battlefield game, and I think this is almost the same with Call of Duty games too. I think every game is at least passably fun. You could have fun with it. Like even the worst of them is still kind of fun.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I don't like how I paid them money for a bad, broken, whatever, unfinished Battle Pass game. At
Hmm.
least it was on sale. I wouldn't have bought it if my friends weren't playing it. It's fun to play something like this every so often. But yeah, it's all right. Like I don't really particularly think I'm having a blast. I think it's neutral fun. It's you know what I mean? It's not
Yeah.
like, "Whoa, this is awesome." It's like, "Yeah, this is a game." I'm not having a bad time either. But Overwatch 2 on the other hand.
Mm. Oh boy,
Okay, I've actually been really enjoying it, but I also feel the rage inside me.
man.
Like no other game. It still is like that. I'm only playing quick play. I will never play competitive. It
Hmm.
is not worth it. Maybe if I had a full team of people on voice chat that I knew, I would jump into competitive. Um, but yeah, I've been playing all roles to try to unlock Ramatra. I remember you talked about that
Oh
last
yeah.
time. You have to win like
Oh
35
boy.
games, which
Yeah,
is
that
so
was
much. It's
insane.
so many
They want
games.
you to spend money on it so bad.
35 games. But it's been letting me play DPS, support, and tank. And you know what? All those roles are actually pretty fun. Tank's kind of fun now.
Hmm.
Reinhardt running around, killing everyone. You like never die. Kind
Yeah.
of fun. I don't know. At least in a non-competitive setting. In competitive, it probably sucks. Who cares?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's mostly fun. I played Hanzo and got some cool kills and was like, this is fun. DPS is fun. The the thing is, right? I got to taste that forbidden fruit, which is
Oh
DPS,
no.
where it's like I play support and tank all the time, and I never play DPS like ever. But when I all queued, I got DPS, and I'm like, oh, Hanzo, and now I'm like, man, Hanzo's
Oh
really fun.
no.
Man, I should queue DPS now. And it's like, wait a minute, this is the problem. The DPS are so fun, they make everything else kind of not as fun, and now people only play DPS. So
Oh no.
but they're fun though. They're cool.
Man.
It's fun killing. It turns out in the video game where you shoot people, it's fun to do the most damage by shooting people.
It's fun to be the best at shooting.
Yeah, it is. It's
Yes.
weird how that works.
Yes. Very
Um,
bizarre concept.
I don't know. That game is so hard to like. I feel like it's so hard to balance that game and make all the roles fun.
Yeah.
At least support feels fun. Tank sometimes tank feels fun when you're swinging your hammer and killing people, But those were the moments of sheer like rage where I'm like, okay, I'm on the point. I'm charging him. Like I don't just charge him, but it's like I have my shield up. I'm like running on. I'm bad. Like I just killed their healer. I'm on the point. All right, guys, my whole crew is right behind me. I turn around, no one is there.
Yeah, the crew is not there.
No, they're
They did not
alive.
they did not pull up.
They are alive. There is Widow and Anna and Hanzo all in the top shooting, like sniping, while I am on the point.
Oh,
And then there is like someone playing the what's her name, Kimiko, whatever. Like who's the
Kiriko?
Kiriko?
Yeah.
Someone playing that sniping, and then like Zenyatta sniping, and it's like, oh, I'm alone. I'm just alone on
Yeah.
the point. And then I turn and I just die. It's like
Yeah.
when Wile E. Coyote is like running off of a hill, and you only have physics when you look down. It's like I'm like invincible, and then I turn around, and then I like, oh no, wait.
It's literally me reaping versus me sowing.
Oh yeah, yeah. um, I don't know. But and also when people will like rage at you in quick play chat for
Hmm.
some reason that fills me with so much anger. Just when people
Yeah.
are like, there are people who are just like, oh man, like bad DPS, like bad whatever. Or like I'm like, what? First of all, we're in quick play. Don't even use the chat. Don't
Don't
even say
even use.
anything.
Don't even talk to me.
Don't, yeah, seriously, in quick play, don't speak to me. I don't want to hear you. Don't say anything.
Man.
Um, but yeah, no, there will be people who like flame and will get mad, like so try hard and so mad in quick play, and it's like I play to
Hmm.
win, but it's like don't flame people in quick play. Come on, like you're in quick play, who cares? Like literally, who cares? Like it doesn't matter. But um, I don't know. There's something about that game that just you can't as one player, maybe as DPS, but as one player, you can't be the whole team. You need people to be on your side. Like you need teammates who want to win or care. And
Yeah.
sometimes you don't get that, and it just why am I even playing this game?
Yeah. Overwatch is an evil, evil game.
There are so many times where I want to go in. Say I'm playing support. It's like, or actually, here's the thing. It's like I want to play Hanzo. He's fun. Well, I gotta eat. I gotta eat my vegetables. I should probably play tank this or queue for tank and support. All right, well, I
Man.
guess I'm playing tank. All right, well, let me play Roadhog. He's fun. Well, actually, we
Oh
need
no.
shield. All
Roadhog.
right, I guess I should play Reinhardt. I mean, he's fun. And then you have a situation where your team isn't behind you, and it's like, well, what? And then you're dying on point, and you're not contributing anything, and then your teammate says you're bad. It's like, why am I even playing this? Like, I wanted to play. I wanted to play a DPS, or I wanted to play Zenyatta or something, And then you end up like you queue for a role and you're like, I'm playing Zenyatta, yay. And then in my mind, it's like I want my team to win, so I want to switch off, but I don't want to play Moira this round. I want to play Zenyatta.
Man.
And then you become if you stick with like Zenyatta and you're not winning, then you're probably going to make your team lose. But it's like I want to do that. I want to play that character. I don't know. That's the evil of Overwatch.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that being able to switch like mid game is it makes the game have very weird interactions. Like for example with tank right now, it's like the meta is always some degree of like rock paper scissors because lots of tanks like counter each other.
Mhm.
Just like literally stylistically, it's not even necessarily the details of their kit. So it's like you win the first fight, kill the enemy tank. Okay, cool. Now they've switched to a tank that counters you.
Well, then it's like slapping your hand over each other the whole game. Like,
Yeah,
I'm this guy. And like, I don't even know how to play an off tank, like, anymore. I don't know what the role of a tank is anymore in Overwatch 2.
beefy
Be-
DPS.
well, yeah, but it's like, well, you have Reinhardt, shield tank, beefy, like Sigma, shield tank, but it's like, if your only tank is Roadhog, like, what do you do? Like, it's
Kill.
weird, right?
You
Or
commit
like,
homicide.
it's just a weird thing, It's like,
Yeah,
why do I play I don't know. It's like why wouldn't I play someone uh, like I don't know, like Diva over like a Roadhog or something? Like I don't know. It's
yeah,
just weird now. Weird. It's a weird game. It's still fun.
yeah,
It just in small doses, and I don't know why. I guess it's just designed to make. there's no way to casually play it
Hmm.
and not have like sweatiness. I don't know.
Yeah, I
Um,
agree.
Battlefield, I feels like I can just get on. I don't care. There's too many. There's I think maybe it's so intimate, and the fact that um in games like Battlefield and TF2, you can join a server and you just mess around. Who cares at the end of the day? Like you're not really playing the objective.
Hmm.
But in Overwatch, it's so like get on the point. Like you gotta play the objective, and like there's rounds, and like it feels way more intense and competitive.
Hmm.
Well, that's enough Overwatch 2 talk. We can talk about other things.
Yes. Speaking of other things, I
Hmm.
saw this earlier today. Elden Ring DLC got announced.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no like trailer or anything, but they just tweeted about it.
Well, guess who just beat Elden Ring since our last conversation? Um,
Hog.
it, it was me because it was not you because you haven't
Yeah,
touched
not
it.
me.
Yeah, you should get on that now, especially with the DLC announcement.
Yeah, I need to find a way to make space on my SSD. I'm probably gonna need to buy a new drive.
The Elden Drive,
Yeah, the Elden
E
Drive.
Drive,
E drive.
just for Elden Ring.
You've heard of an SSD? Get ready for an ELD.
Eld.
Elden Drive.
Oh God.
We couldn't call it
Um.
an ED because that means other things.
Yes. So I beat Elden Ring. Um. I think I did a lot of the side quests. I did a lot of stuff. I think that game gets a little tiresome toward the end. Not gonna lie,
Hmm.
it takes a little drags on a little bit at the end.
Man.
Um. Maybe it's because I played a full like half playthrough of the game first, then replayed it. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. It's a long game, and that game can be even longer. Like I didn't see a lot of stuff, and I did a lot, and I still didn't see a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
So.
I think what I noticed about that game is unlike other Souls games, I feel like completion feels a little bit like quite a bit more exhausting, I think.
Hmm.
And it's not necessarily cuz like the areas get stale or something like that. Though I do think lots of the dungeons do start feeling a little samey. Um but I think it's because it's almost overwhelming how many things there are. And like when you can't just like bury yourself in the main story and like ignore it, I think that it's kind of easy to burn yourself out at times, like I did.
Yeah, I keep burning myself out in Elden Ring. And what's funny is you mentioned there's so many dungeons and all that stuff. Like
Hmm.
this time around, I kind of avoided some of that stuff because I had done it a lot before. And even then, like there's just so many side areas. And what is funny is like you will enter the most beautifully rendered, greatest side area of all time of all Souls games, and it's just like, man, this is gorgeous. But you're like, let me just get through this game at this point.
And yeah, it's a
I
very
yeah,
very beautiful game.
I do think it's probably just how I play games now. I
Maybe.
put like 60 hours into that playthrough, and it's like I just want to be like I want to play other games. And
Hmm.
it's not a bad problem to have that the game is so full of things. Like it never really felt like it was like filler for the most part, but it was
Yeah.
just a lot just too much of Souls in one sitting. Like, I need a
Yeah.
break. Also, some bosses were stupid. Like
Yeah.
not difficulty, it was just some bosses were just stupid. Like they're designed like we
Some of them are a wee bit silly.
there is a boss that you have not encountered yet that we talked about off stream that is literally it's just a stat check. It's a point where you won't if you're not strong enough to beat the boss, then you're getting checked over and over again. And it's just that's the time, just go grind. Like it tells you to go out and explore. But at that point in the game, I don't want to explore. I just want the game to end. I want to see what happens.
Hmm.
Um and then, it's a lot, but it's really good, and I would be down to try the DLC with my super cool character who's super strong, tough McTuffman.
Hmm.
So it'll be cool.
Fuck.
In other news, I am part of 1440p gaming now. I got a new monitor.
Wow.
Yeah,
Nice.
I had never had a 1440p monitor before. I got the Gigabyte M27QX 27-inch 240 hertz 1440p gaming monitor.
That's a lot of words.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's even more written here that I don't really care about. Um, Notable points. It's really nice. I like it. Um, I bought a new monitor because I want to use one of my old everyone has if you have two monitors. I feel like everyone has the second monitor that they got like for like $10 somewhere on the side of the road. It's just like the
Hmm.
garbage monitor. It's like whatever.
Yeah, for me, so I have my 280 hertz monitor, and then I have my 144 hertz one. And the
Hmm.
144 used to be like this used to be my prized possession. And I got the
Yep.
280 one. I'm like trash.
That's exactly where I'm at right now. I have the 144 hertz one, which served me many years now. So many years. Just now
Hmm.
that's my media monitor.
Yeah.
Um yeah, still a great monitor, but man, 1440p with the OLED, I believe it's an OLED display. I could be talking out my bum here. I
Hmm.
would imagine it is because people talk about burn in and also the blacks look like actually black. It's crazy.
Oh, you
Um
don't get those like weird like pixels or whatever.
No, it just looks great. It literally, it's. I've never seen a monitor look better because I've only used like older monitors.
Hmm.
But that's me with certain technology where it's like people are moving on to 4K monitors and stuff like that. But I'm just happy to get, I'm happy to get something like 1440p, which I think a lot of people started adopting a while ago.
Yeah.
Getting it in late, but it's cool to have. It's making me play every game I play now feels like a new thing.
Uh huh.
Um, it was a good upgrade, but let's see that's kind of monitor talk. I am
Hmm.
afraid of burn-in. I don't think burn-in is necessarily a huge deal that people make it out to be with new monitor technology, like on OLED monitors.
Hmm.
I still don't want burn-in to happen, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much I need to be worried about it. But I'm not gonna be stupid and like leave my screen on all night and stuff.
Not gonna be stupid and leave porn on your screen for an excessive amount of time.
Yeah, just enough time.
Just enough time.
Yeah. Um. Anyway, let's talk about something else because I may or may not tell my coworkers to watch this podcast, but I doubt they've made it this far.
Man.
Um. Let's stick with another really cool gaming topic. Of Remember the Guitar Hero stuff I was talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been having some nonstop headaches with this Guitar Hero controller stuff.
Hmm.
So the Guitar Hero controllers, I have for anyone who plays Guitar Hero or Clone Hero, I had the Xbox Explorer controller, which was like the cream of the crop controller for a while,
Hmm.
where you would plug and play. It would just plug into your computer and work for Clone Hero. No, you need one adapter for like Microsoft to like USB. It just worked. It was nice. Still is really nice. Problem is, I bought one on eBay. They shipped it to me. It was broken on arrival.
Oh
Uh,
no.
they refunded me and let me keep the guitar. But I was like, well, this sucks. Let me buy another one. And I was buying these when they were $40. Now they're 100 plus. So yeah,
Hmm.
I bought another one. It worked. Cool. I have a functioning guitar. Awesome. Fast forward like a year. I haven't used it. I tried plugging it in. Two of the buttons don't work now.
Oh no.
So I tried opening it up to see what was wrong. Did some cleaning, didn't fix it. Brought it over to a friend's house recently to get it. Like I think I had to resolder some connections. There was something wrong.
Hmm.
Um, he opens it up. I'm looking at a tutorial video online, and in the tutorial video they say, "Oh, use a Sharpie to mark this part of the ribbon cable so you remember what side is up." And someone had already done that in the guitar, which makes me think that someone had refurbished this guitar and there was already an issue and they had
Damn.
done maybe a shoddy job because it stopped working. So my
Hmm.
friend started to try to desolder it, whatever, resolder it. I I respect him for trying, but I think he may have broken it way more. But
Wow.
I was willing to accept the risk there because it was
Yeah.
already kind of broken.
Well, that's the
Um,
classic. Whenever I break something like that, and I'm like, okay, I really gotta like go in and fix this, and then I get halfway through, and I'm like, oh, this next step could like break something.
yeah, I think he broke it like tremendously more, but I think I don't know. We'll see. I'll keep you updated on it.
Yeah, it's like with my old laptop. There was like I was having this problem with the fans. It said like, okay, now just open up the laptop, and I'm watching the tutorial like for my specific
Void your
laptop.
warranty.
This dude literally rips it open, like the bottom half of it. He just tears it off. I'm like, oh my god, I don't think it's supposed to do that.
It's always
It
good in the tutorial when they do something and you do it, it just doesn't work the same. It's like,
yeah,
oh no.
and I think the worst part is like the laptop was like 3 years old at the time, so like that stuff was like set in, like it was not opening, and I was hearing like all this creaking and stuff. I'm like, okay, I'm literally about to like rip my GPU in half.
Yeah, when I had laptops, I would never open them to troubleshoot. PC you can get in there, figure it out.
Yeah,
Laptops are a whole different breed of a lot. Sometimes there's just the way it's set up. If you open it, it just like breaks it. Like you
yeah,
can't get it back to the way it was.
hmm
Um, but yeah, so I my saga continued where I needed a replacement. So I'm
hmm
not paying $100 for a used controller that's going to break.
yeah,
Luckily, there is new tech, which is not even new anymore, in the Guitar Hero community, where you can get the RAFnet adapter, which is a Wii nunchuck connect, like Wii nunchuck male, female, whatever. You plug that in, and then it goes to USB, and there's
hmm
drivers for the PC to get it to work. So I bought an
oh,
adapter, shipped it from Japan, um, and just got a Wii guitar on eBay. Tested it, works fine, great. So I bought
nice.
another adapter. Probably could have saved money on shipping in hindsight, but I wanted to make sure the adapter worked before buying two anyway.
hmm
Um, Works great, cool, but it's like, man, I really wish they would come out with a guitar, like a new guitar or like a clone hero. Someone makes one. Now, technically, there are some on Amazon uh, that are being made. I don't know the quality of them. They cost $60, and they're made by. It's one of those Amazon things where I'm looking at it right now, uh, where three companies have the same screenshot of the same product with different pricing. So there's
Hmm.
Buddies has a guitar. Oh,
Buddies.
yeah, and the guitar is the exact same model as the official guitar, but probably just worse quality. So there's Buddies NBCP, and there's Doyo, and a bunch of these other
Doyo.
companies. They're all the same. They're all
Hmm.
like the same screenshot. So I don't know. And it's like I might try one of those, but at the same time, getting a used, real, genuine one is like 60. It's stupid. Someone please just make a good like $50, $60, or I'll pay like $80 or something or $100 if it's like really good and works. You know,
Yeah.
just I just it's just hard to buy it, and it's the stupid rhythm game thing. I'm not going to talk about it again because we talked about it enough before. It's just like it's you can't get into these genre of game because the controller doesn't exist. Same thing with Smash,
Man.
like with the GameCube controllers. At least there's other controller options that are viable for Smash, but like
Yeah.
and at least Nintendo has made some new GameCube controllers, but still, it's like,
hmm
I don't know. That's the problem with retro gaming. It's just stuff is old. They're not making more of it. It's hard to find.
Yep.
Oh man.
Stuff gets old. We're getting old. The world's getting old.
Speaking speaking of old things, I've been playing Silent Hill on stream recently. Have you
Ooh.
played any Silent Hill games before or horror games?
Well, I have played horror games before. Before that's a very broad question, but
I don't know.
I
I didn't really play horror games before streaming.
uh um I don't believe I've played Silent Hill before. No.
I think you would know.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I have like deep down in my memory, right, of my childhood,
Hmm.
where I had a PS2. There were all sorts of games that I played that I just don't remember. So like
Or maybe
for
you're
all
so traumatized from the horror that you've
maybe
blocked it out.
sheesh, that is a possibility.
But yeah, I'm playing Silent Hill 1, which is on the PS1. That game really honestly looks very good still
Hmm.
by today, especially for a PS1 game. Really well, really like nice looking considering. Um I mean, I'm also using emulation, which is probably bumping some, textures up and
Hmm.
stuff like that, but I tried to stick with the original intent of the game. You kind of don't want to have filters and all that stuff on this
Yeah.
type of game. Hence why the remasters they've done of like the sequels. Have you heard about the remaster of I think Silent Hill 2 or the
I've heard
PC
about it a little
version?
bit. Yeah.
Yeah, so do you know how Silent Hill, I don't know if you know anything about it, but there's fog, right?
Yeah.
There's fog. That's like a thing.
Hmm.
Yeah, so in the remaster, no, it's a good idea. Well, the fog was a technical limitation because we couldn't render stuff. Let's get rid of the fog and just render everything and
Oh
make everything
no.
look really high resolution and like change the lighting. And it's like, wait a minute, no, guys, it wasn't just technical. It's like by design we're making the game spooky. Like you can't just remove it's like, wow, man, this horror game's really dark. We should turn the light on in this scene. Which they've done that in other remasters too, like other like weird like I think the Dead Space game, or there were some other random like contemporary remasters, like maybe even The Last of Us or something, that just decided to like change how all of the lighting works. Like I think Dark Souls remaster did that too.
Hmm.
They just like changed all of the lighting, and maybe not for the best.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, sorry. Silent Hill, I haven't been really spooked yet. I've been scared. I've been kind of like, ooh, that's spooky in some parts. Mainly, I didn't realize this game was a really big puzzle game. Like,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Lots of games from like the PS1, PS2 era. It's like so you don't expect it. They're just puzzle games. Like wow, they really like their puzzles.
I didn't realize that a lot of horror games for gameplay they just have like really intricate puzzle solving,
Yeah.
and like logic puzzles, which don't translate to stream because I don't. I on my last stream I was stuck for 40 minutes on a piano puzzle that I had to look up the solution. Well, I looked up a discussion about it first before looking up the solution, just to see if I would ever get it.
Hmm.
And then I read kind of what the discussion was, and I realized that I might have stumbled across the correct answer, but the logic behind it was so like annoying, and I would have had to like rack my brains. Um, yeah, no, there is a puzzle in that game where it's a poem, and you need to interpret that there are birds in the poem. And by the way, slight spoilers for the piano puzzle in Silent Hill. But there are
Oh
birds in a
no.
poem, and you need to determine that each key on the keyboard corresponds to a bird from the poem because some birds are loud and some birds are quiet, and some of the keys don't work on the piano. So you need to click them in the correct order as they appear in the poem, deciphering the riddle, but also mapping it out
What?
visually where each bird is a key on the piano.
So basically, if you don't know music, you're
You don't
screwed.
need to know music for it either. It's more like a logic thing, but it's like
Hmm.
I assumed I had some ideas. I saw the piano, there were some keys that didn't work and there was blood on the piano. So I'm like, okay,
Hmm.
maybe it's the keys that have blood on them. No. Maybe there's a puzzle in the poem where the capital letters correspond to a letter of note for the keys. Nope. Okay, maybe I tried things, right? I
Hmm.
brainstormed, I looked around, and it's
Use
just
the
like
noggin.
it just wasn't gonna happen, you know? And eventually I looked it up and I'm just like, I'm sorry guys. I'm gonna be here for like an hour. No one wants to watch this. And
Yeah.
that's kind of the problem with puzzles on stream too. It's like people don't want to watch you like not get especially if they know the answer. Like when I played Portal, I would play people's levels. People don't want to just sit there and watch you not get their answer correct for like 3 hours.
Oh,
Um,
that's exactly what QA testing is.
yeah, just running at something
Just
until
sitting
it
here
works.
watching people play the game wrong for hours. It's
Hmm.
like, oh no,
Oh god.
like why are you doing this?
But
But my
yeah.
experience with puzzles, like I every single time. So I'm really bad with puzzles. So I
Mhm.
always end up looking up some form of guide, or not always, but like lots of the time I do. And I'll always be like, okay, I'll just use the guide to get past this part, then I'll go on. because it's like it's a part I've been stuck on for like 15 minutes, and then I'll get to the next part. I'm like, shit, what do I do? Back to the guide.
Well, I feel bad in a way with this. It makes me feel bad skipping a puzzle like that because it's like, okay, I f- I don't want to just skip it. I want to try to think about the answer, and
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, it's like, am I really supposed to just sit here for like 10 days and just really ponder it? Like, I got more than one game to play. I
Mm-hmm.
don't care. I don't care enough to really sit down. If I get stuck on a puzzle for like an hour, I don't care enough to really think about it. I would rather just like keep it moving. Only really, especially if I'm streaming,
Yeah.
because there's if I'm just sitting there. I mean, the chat can give you hints or something. If
Yeah.
I'm sitting there, just I ended up sitting there just like staring at my screen with saying nothing for like 30 minutes. No, it's like terrible. That's terrible viewing content.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but Silent Hill overall, I've been really enjoying. I hope to go back into it soon. And speaking of creepy things that could happen, today, this is a little aside. This is just a story that
Ooh, an
happened.
aside.
Yeah, I was talking to someone at my work, and they were just very upbeat and peppy and like, "Oh, this is great. Great things are happening." And then they saw someone they knew in the elevator, and they were like, "Oh, hi, friend. Like, I want to give them a hug." And the elevator, they decided they were going to give this person a hug really late into the elevator door being open.
Mm-hmm.
So they ran over as the elevator was closing and stuck their whole head into the elevator as the door was closing. And I just sat there and watched this happen. And for a moment, I genuinely thought I was like in a live leak video. Like, I'm going
Oh
to see this
god.
person's head get crushed by an elevator
You
because the
thought you were
door
gonna.
didn't stop. You know how doors, you
Yeah.
know how the doors on elevators, I never do this because I don't have any trust. Like, you can put your hand out and the
Yeah.
elevator will open. Yeah, I never do that with my hand. This person stuck their whole neck and head to block it, and the elevator didn't stop. And they just stuck their head, like, they just took their head out in the second, like, ha ha ha, that was fun. And I just stood there horrified. I'm like, oh my god, I literally almost just witnessed someone's like skull being crushed by an elevator. This would have
Yeah.
changed my life,
Yeah. That could have been
and
like
they
a
didn't
Final
care.
Destination movie. Like
And
Jesus.
I just couldn't, like, and I just kept thinking about that like the whole day. And I was like, I'm gonna tell this on the podcast because I had no one to tell this to.
Mm.
Because it's like, like it was just, you put so much trust in this elevator not just horribly mangling your body that
Yeah.
I just couldn't believe it. It was like a
Anytime
car
people
accident.
anytime people talk about like AI taking over our jobs and stuff, I'm gonna always cite the fact that at my college the elevator doors didn't have like those sensors, so like
Hmm.
they like actively told you like people would like actively tell you like yeah don't like put your arm in this or something, it won't stop.
Yeah, no, it was like, but it was the contradiction of, it was like the most cheery person ever, like, oh la la la, the day is so fine, like, I want to give you a hug. And I was just like, I didn't say anything. I had like an out of body experience. I just was like
Oh
watching it
god.
happen, and I wanted to be like, hey, don't do that. And it was just like, okay, there is a non 0% chance that this might actually just like be the most violent, horrible like death
Oh
I've ever
god.
witnessed in my entire life,
Wait,
just
how many
right in
deaths
front of
have you
me.
witnessed in your life?
None, no, none. But
Okay.
like literally, like an arm's away. I could have just, that would have been so horrific,
Oh
and I don't
god.
understand. Like, I wonder if people could write us in at hyep at gmail.com if they've had any experiences like this, where it was like, I got that weird gut feeling thing of like, oh, something is about to go wrong. Like, I got that, like, this is bad.
Something's wrong,
Um,
I can feel it.
yeah, I could feel it. HYEP at gmail.com. If you're a rap god
A
intro.
rap god.
Yeah, no, I don't know. It was something about it. It was like, I get that eerie feeling when I'm at like a subway and someone's too close to the edge. Like, I feel like someone's gonna push them, because that's happened before, where people have gotten pushed onto subways or whatever, got hit by the train. And it's
Yeah.
like, I don't understand how people can walk through life and just do these like horribly dangerous things, and just like, ugh. Or like when that feel
Yeah.
like sweaty palms thing, where like you see someone
Palms are
like,
sweaty?
yeah, knees weak, arms are heavy, more Eminem.
Oh man.
Um, Do you know that feel like when you see people climbing like without a harness or something, or like hanging off a building or something like that? Sweaty palms, like oh, I don't like
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh.
You know, you've reminded me. I actually had a similar experience this week. It was actually with myself. This was
Oh.
2 days ago. So I cut my index finger twice. You can tell
Okay.
on the camera. Yeah. Um. So I like my hands covered in band-aids and like so basically what happened is the first cut was I was taking in groceries and like I was bringing in like some like alcohol. I can't remember what it was, and like I had to
Hmm.
put it on top of the fridge because I had to open the fridge to put something else in there, and the ceiling above my refrigerator is actually really low, so when I put
Hmm.
it up there, it couldn't like fully stand up even.
Hmm.
So when I was trying to put it up there by like the neck of it, I just like scraped my finger against it. I'm like, okay, that kind of sucks, whatever. And then later that same day, we had green beans for dinner, and they were like green beans out of a can,
Yep.
like yeah,
Okay.
like a can you have to use a can opener for
I
it,
can
not
see
one
where
of those
this is
that has a lid.
going. Yep.
So we have the green beans. We have a bunch left. Like this is a big can. And so I'm finishing up cleaning up from dinner. I'm like, I asked my mom, like, is there anything else I need to do? And she said, yeah, put all these green beans into like 4 bags and like put them in the freezer. I'm like, okay. So I'm scooping the green beans. I'm getting near the end of the pot or the can rather. And so I'm like really reaching in there.
Oh God.
And so I've basically got like half my forearm in the can, getting like the last bit of green beans. I lift my hand up. My mom calls me for I don't even know what it was because she never explained. But I get called. I turn around, and then I hear like literally it sounded like a sword unsheathing in like a
Oh.
movie or something. I legitimately thought I cut my finger off.
Oh
I
my
look, it's
God.
yeah, I just cut my finger on like the top like part of the can or whatever. It's not like bad. Like it was
Yeah.
not even like. I mean, I don't
Can
I don't know how deep it is exactly. Like it wasn't I didn't need stitches. I can confirm that.
those cans are razor sharp, and
Yeah,
I've had people cut their fingers on it, so now I'm cautious.
yeah, but
'Cause
it
you're not the
was
first I've heard.
yeah,
Don't do this.
yeah.
Um.
I think like the worst part is so initially it didn't bleed like at all, and I just look at it and it's like pink, and I'm like, wow, that looks like a lot.
Ugh.
Yeah, it looks like a lot deeper than it should be. And then it was just bleeding for like 20 minutes. Like it was crazy. Like it just wouldn't stop. And I'm legitimately saying you're like I swear to God if I need stitches I'm gonna be so mad because this was like at 8 p.m. right. Like I'm not trying to make a hospital trip right now.
Yeah. Oh
But yeah,
man.
it was fine. I pushed some pressure on it for a bit, stopped bleeding. I got the old band aid,
Mhm.
and now I'm fine.
Speaking of horribly dangerous things and ways we can injure ourselves, you were there when we were messing around with the bow.
Oh yeah,
So one of our friends bought like a $20 like recurve bow online and just started firing a bow at like a wall, like a at like a shower curtain thing.
mm-hmm,
And we were all just having a good time firing this bow. And I never had fired a bow before, and it just something happened. Like I did it once, and I'm like, this is great. And I bought one. It's like $20. I bought a bow. It
mm-hmm,
arrived today. I put it together. I haven't fired it yet. Um, and our friend happened to have a compound bow as well, and because he just got it from some random source, right?
mm-hmm,
So someone just gave it to him. Those compound bows are scary. Those are way crazier because they
mm-hmm.
fire like crazy fast. Yeah, it turns out I also just have a compound bow that happened to lie around my house that someone gave us at one point too. So maybe
Wow.
you have one too. I think everyone just has one, I guess. That's just how
I
life is.
actually I do have an arrow from when I was a Boy Scout. I don't know if I have a bow though. I don't have the combo.
Wait, maybe together, maybe we could meet up
Combo.
this weekend. I got the bow, you got the arrow.
Oh no.
What could go wrong? We could
Yeah,
start
that's
shooting it up in the air and so you can catch the arrow maybe.
yeah, for sure.
Just start shooting straight up.
Yeah, that sounds like a very intelligent idea.
Yeah. Well, anyway, bow. Maybe that's why I got into Hanzo and Overwatch 2 again because I was just on a bow
Man.
kick. I've always liked shooting bows in video games.
Mm-hmm.
Dark and Darker. I was playing it. Maybe not so much Skyrim, weirdly enough. But yeah,
Yeah.
I like the bow item. Chivalry is fun.
Bows are rather pog.
My whole gameplay style is always like I want the kind of hard to land but insta kill move. Hence why I play Jigglypuff and like the bows and like slow but like big damage.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes sense. But turns out firing bows for real is also fun. All right,
All
Quizmaster,
right.
should we end with some quizzes?
Yes, it is Quizmaster in time. Let me start a call on Discord and then share my screen with you real quick.
Okay, are we using that same quiz? Oh God, the
Yeah,
Discord. I got the crazy Discord
yeah. The Discord
call.
calling noise is unnecessarily loud. All right, we're gonna use the same quiz. So we're gonna do a 15-question one, medium
Okay,
difficulty.
Quizmaster.
All right.
Medium difficulty quiz.
Yeah,
I don't
nothing.
know how jazzed I am about this quiz, but you are the Quizmaster, so I will defer to you.
Damn. Okay, let's start.
Let's see.
Start
We were
single
on
player.
trivianerd.com
Yes.
presents gamer quiz for gamers.
Watchdog 2 is set in what?
Which of these United Wait, what?
In
Which
which
wait, what?
R of the which
Okay,
city, I guess?
Quizmaster. I don't know.
Uh
San Francisco.
yeah, I think it's San Francisco, either that or LA.
Yeah, it's San Francisco. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a bad question. Move on. We didn't even.
What?
There's a timer, by the way. There's a 15-second timer, so we had to read
Yeah,
all the answers quickly and the question. That
which
was a bad, flawed
R
question.
of the United States? Like, that is insane. That tripped me out. All right. Next question.
Okay, Quizmaster.
What game was released with the Nintendo 64 upon its launch?
Super Mario 64.
Are you sure it's not Wave Race 64?
I don't think it was that. It's not Donkey Kong 64 because that had the expansion chip, and Mario Kart 64 came a little bit later, I think.
Yes.
Man, Super Mario 64 as a launch title is a banger of a title, though, I will
Yeah,
say.
that's actually crazy.
That's a
It's
good one.
crazy,
That
lazy.
honestly, probably one of the best N64 games just right out the gate.
Yeah.
And it's all downhill from there.
All right, next question. In 1975 holiday season, what was the number one selling video game console?
1975.
Mm,
That's probably, and is that the? Oh, say Nintendo.
yeah, see what
Wait,
happens. It's
it was
Atari Pong.
Atari Pong.
Damn.
That makes sense. I couldn't think of the time. I can't think of things as
Yeah,
dates.
1975 is it's kind of random.
I can't. No,
Anyway,
I can't visualize anything as a date. Like I cannot put together. All right, continue.
yep. Next question. Modern Warfare is the second game in which franchise?
Call of Duty.
There's no. That's not.
Didn't we had this on the other quiz too? I think.
That's not correct. It's literally not correct.
It's modern. Isn't Modern Warfare Call of Duty 3 or
It's Call of Duty 4.
Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare? Yeah, it's called Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare because Call of Duty 2 is big red one.
Yeah. Or no, I think that was 3, wasn't it?
Well, no, Call of Duty. There's Call of Duty 2, then there's Call of Duty 2 Big Red one, which is like an
I see.
expanded version or
Yeah.
something.
All right. Next
I just
question.
liked the name so much that I remembered it.
Dark
'Cause
Moon
it's
Fair
silly.
is a recurring festival which occurs how many times in the year in the popular World of Warcraft?
I
In the popular
haven't
MMR.
played World of Warcraft, either 4
Um,
or 2, maybe
I'm thinking 4. 12?
12 times.
How do you
12
have it
times?
12 times?
Maybe
What?
once a month.
That's insane. That's not
I don't know. I haven't played
what.
WoW. Weirdly, and you know why I haven't played WoW? Because when I was playing all the free to play MMOs when I was a broke kid, right? So I
Hmm.
didn't have the money for any of these paid. I didn't have the money for the Club Penguin or the old school runes or the RuneScape.
Yeah,
So I
kind of
was
the
playing
same for
free
me.
stuff. And then later in life, it's like, why would I get into WoW now? I would rather just play 14
That's
if
insane.
I'm gonna play
Like
something.
a festival every month. Jeez. All right, next question. What's the name of the vibrating attachment for the N64?
The
Rumble
Rumble
Pack?
Pack.
Yeah,
Rumble Pack.
Pog. Next
Rumble
question.
Pack.
From which game perspective do users play Grand Theft Auto? Grand Theft
The
Auto.
first one
Oh,
is third person.
and
It is like top down.
I get it.
Well, okay, wait, sorry,
I
it's
wouldn't
not
call
third
that third
person.
person.
It's top down. So
Well,
I
yeah,
guess
but that's not.
tactical
I'll
shooter.
say third person, but
All
like,
right, well they're wrong.
yeah, that's not.
I
That's
guess
not
it
really
is.
correct,
Yeah, I
man.
guess it is third person. It's not a third person over the shoulder shooter. It's It's like a top-down thing.
Yeah.
Whatever. That was to trip up people who were like, "Oh, if we do third, wait a minute, wait a
Ooh.
minute, wait a minute, wait a minute." That's just stupid because
Yeah, that's
the other
silly.
GTA games are third person. Like I thought for some reason I was like, "Oh, GTA first person." No, that's stupid. They're just wrong.
Yeah,
Get this
it's silly
question
to do
out of
stupid.
here,
All right, next
Quizmaster. Throw
question. Which video game character races through the Mushroom Kingdom?
it's Super Mario.
I think it's
Technically,
Sonic the
Pac-Man
Hedgehog.
has no. Okay, Super Mario, Sonic, Donkey Kong, Pac-Man. Donkey Kong has. Mario
Oh my
has.
god.
Pac-Man has too. Pick Mario, but
Yeah,
like
it's
okay,
Mario, but this is an advanced question.
on the Namco co-designed Mario Kart GP or whatever the hell, there's multiple of them released in the arcade. You can play as Pac-Man. You can play as Taiko Drum or whatever, the drum thing
What I
from the
think is
drum game.
interesting is that it's races as in present tense. So in theory, if there is ever a game where
The
Sonic the
Mushroom
Hedgehog
Kingdom.
and Mario like switch worlds, like that Jimmy Neutron Fairly Odd Parents special,
The Jimmy
where they
Timmy
just switch
Power Hour
worlds.
1 through 3, yes.
Yes, in theory, the answer could eventually be Sonic the Hedgehog. All right, anyway, next
Ah.
question. The Grand Theft Auto game series were developed by which company? Wow,
Rockstar Games?
this is really difficult. I think it's an
Origin
Origin
Systems or EA?
game. All right, yeah,
EA.
Rockstar Games. Next question. What video game genre is the Call of Duty series?
Epic.
So really some hard hitting questions here. I think it's a beat 'em up.
Graphic adventure. What's a graphic adventure?
Graphic adventure.
First person. Boss. I think it's a first person shooter.
Oh wow, man!
That we gotta find it. We got a Quizmaster. We gotta find a new quiz. This is
Yeah.
keep it going for today, but we gotta find some.
Call of Duty is my favorite RPG. All right, next question. How many armies can you choose from in Warhammer Online?
20. Just pick 24. Like
Certainly
honestly,
it can't be 24. That's ridiculous.
I was gonna say. I think we both were like, oh, we'll go for 14. It's the middle. Just go for 24.
Right, yeah, sure, 24. Six.
6. Whatever. It feels like it's always the largest number for some reason. I don't just keep it moving.
It's always the one you least expect. All right, next question. In the game Silent Hill for PS1, how many keys do you have to press on the piano puzzle?
I just played this. Oh no. Wait, for the solution, I feel like it's either 7 or 5 for the solution. I can't remember. 7. Just 7 sounds right.
It was
5. It was
you
5.
Fool.
I remember it. Oh my god. I just played this. I literally just played it.
Man.
And talked about it on the pod. I'm a fraud.
NK video. It's in Spanish.
NK video. John Leguizamo. Oh no.
John NK video game video juego pistaba la. What was Acid El Perezo? John.
I don't know. Not Fallout.
Padre de Familia.
Yes, it was bottom left.
It was La Era de Hielo. What? Why is it in Spanish?
Because it's medium difficulty. Some of the questions may be in a different language to throw you off. All right, Quizmaster. This quiz is straight trash.
All right, next question. Ken from Street Fighter 2 hails from where? Wow, English
America,
question.
United States, because he has blonde hair.
Yes, very obviously.
And he uses his feet, which I'm super cool.
All right, next question. What is the level cap of Dragon Age Origin Awakening?
All right, based on using the knowledge of game, not this game, but just gaming.
There's no way it's 43.
I think 75 feels like it makes sense.
75, but I think it's going to be 30. It's 35. Why
okay.
Is it 35?
Oh, I bet 5 was I bet it was 30 and they added 5 for like some sort of like bonus.
Oh my god. See final results. We got 60%.
I'm honestly I'm happy I didn't get better on this quiz because the quiz didn't deserve it.
Why is there just a question in Spanish?
I don't know.
It's just fully in Spanish. Like all the answers are in Spanish too. What is La Era de? What I haven't heard of this. It's Ice Age.
Are you John Leguizamo was in it?
Are you serious?
Who does he voice in that?
Oh my god. Let's see.
Who does he voice? Is he like is he what's it called? The saber-toothed tiger? Who is he?
Give me a sec.
Yeah,
Let me
just
see.
Google. I
He's
know he's
Sloth,
Luigi
or
from the
he's
Mario
Sid.
movie.
He's
He's
Sid.
Sid the
Sid the
Sloth.
Sloth. Yes.
Luigi from the Mario movie
Oh
is Sid
my
the
god.
Sloth.
Oh yeah, yeah, he is
I didn't
Luigi
know
too.
that.
Man, that's my god. Why would they just switch the language? I don't
I
understand.
don't know. All right, Quizmaster. I guess that would explain some of the discrepancies of the earlier question and how they didn't make any sense.
Yeah,
Um,
probably. I bet
let
that was perfect Spanish.
let's call it a day. We'll get you fitted for your quiz robes, and we'll figure
Man,
out the next quiz. But I've been Matt at Hey Matt Fun Dude. You can follow me on Twitch. I'll be playing Silent Hill and other game, or Twitter and whatnot, and YouTube, and who knows. And who have you been?
I've been James, aka James04E. You can follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and all the other things that may or may not exist in a week.
All right, peace.